guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Learning Biophysics with Group 320. And the topic of my today's lecture is lipids and carbohydrates. My name is Harshal and here I begin. Lipids are made up of glycerol and fatty acids. Lipids are a class of macromolecules that include fat, phospholipids, and steroids. Lipids are central to several biological functions, including energy storage, cell membrane structure, and hormone messaging. As in another macromolecules, the molecular component of a basic lipid are responsible for the unique functions of lipid macromolecules. Lipids are made up of several smaller molecule structures such as glycerol and fatty acid. Glycerol is an alcohol with 3 carbon, each attached to an OH. Fatty acid is a long chain of carbon, typically 16 or 18 in length, with hydrogen atoms attached to each carbon and a carboxyl group at the end. Fatty acids are nonpolar, they have no negative or positive end. Carbon and hydrogen atoms in fatty acid have approximately same electronegativity. Now, triglycerides are very commonly occurring lipids. So what is triglyceride? When a glycerol molecule bonds covalently with 3 fatty acids through dehydration synthesis, the product is triglyceride. A lipid commonly referred simply to as fat. Fats that can be of means many types, such as which are liquid at room temperature, they are called unsaturated, and the solid ones are called saturated. So in unsaturated fats, they are just double bonded between 2 carbon, and saturated ones have 3 bonds. They can be like butter and other animal fats. So phospholipids are another commonly occurring type of lipids. Phospholipid, they are made up of a glycerol molecule bonded to only 2 fatty acids instead of 3. 3 were in triglyceride. So instead of a third fatty acid, a phospholipid contains a phosphate molecule that is covalently bonded to the third hydroxyl group on the glycerol. The phosphate group, unlike the fatty acid, does not share electrons equally with various atoms and is therefore slightly electronegative and capable of forming polar covalent bonds with other molecules. So now let me talk about carbohydrates. Carbohydrates mainly include monosaccharide and polysaccharide. Carbohydrate is a molecule which is composed of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen in ratio to 1 carbon and 1 oxygen atom for every 2 hydrogen atoms. The name carbohydrate is therefore very appropriate, like for every 2 hydrogen atom, 1 carbon bond for every H2 molecule. Monosaccharides, let's talk about monosaccharides. They are also carbohydrates. Single sugars, we also can call them single sugars. The various monosaccharides, they can be classified on the basis of size or the location and their characteristics of carbonyl group, which is a carbon double bonded to oxygen. The most common carbohydrate is glucose, like glucose C6H12O6. It's the molecule formula, and it is one of the most commonly occurring in our body as well. So a molecular formula indicates which atom are present in molecule in what quantity. So it can tell that in glucose there are 12 hydrogen atoms, 6 carbon and 6 oxygen. They are bonded together. So glucose has several isomers. So some isomers can be fructose, galactose. Each have same molecular formula, but their structure can vary differently. And like the position of OH on the group on the structure, that changes or that makes them different from one another. Now in disaccharides are also like carbohydrates, monosaccharides merge together to form a pair to form disaccharides. Two disaccharides can join to form a monosaccharide. Sorry, two monosaccharides can join together to form a disaccharide through an enzyme catalyzed Dehydration synthesis reaction. The two monomers are held together by a covalent bond called glycosidic linkage. One of the products in this reaction is a common sugar. Common sugar also we can call sucrose. Disaccharide consists of a glucose molecule and a fructose molecule. Maltose is another example, and it consists of two glucose two glucose molecules. Lactose can also is also one example, which consists of galactose as well as a glucose molecule. Multiple monosaccharide, more than two, they can join together and form a polysaccharide. I mean, the name itself tells that more than monosaccharide, when joined together, they can form a product called polysaccharide. For example, can be starch. Starch is a common molecule in which from the plants store their energy. They are made up of many glucose molecules linked together in chains. Starch are helical in structural arrangement and can either be branched or unbranched. Uh, Unbranched starch are called amylose, and the more complex branched one is called amylopectin. In animals, glucose is stored in the form of glycogen, a highly branched polysaccharide similar to the amylopectin, which is found in the plants. Glycogen is also a polysaccharide. Uh, so there is another form of polysaccharide that is cellulose. It's also mainly found in plant products. And now let's talk about next topic: monomer substitution and elimination. So monomer substitution and elimination lead to changes in polymers because macromolecule and organism function is so dependent on monomer structure and configuration. The effect on the polymer of substituting, adding, or eliminating monomers can be profound. For example, a large focus of pathophysiology is devoted to genetic disorders resulting from seemingly simple changes made to proteins in transcription or translation errors. So this is all about carbohydrates and lipids. In next topic, I will talk about cofactor, enzymes, and vitamins. Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Learning Biophysics with Group 320. My name is Harsh, and today my topic is cofactors, vitamins, and hormones. So first, let's talk about vitamins. What are vitamins and how they work, and everything we will discuss about this. Vitamins are organic compound that people need in small quantities. Each has a different role in maintaining health and body function. Each organism has different vitamin requirement. For example, humans need to get vitamin C from their diet, while dogs and other animals can produce vitamin C. Most vitamins need to come from the food because most of the vitamins are not produced in the body, and they are also not able to, our body is also not able to store them. So basically, what are vitamins? Vitamins are organic substances present in minute amount in natural foodstuff. Having too little or any particular vitamin may may increase the risk in the health risk for our body. A vitamin is an organic compound, so like every other organic compound, it consists of a carbon, which is very essential for our body. So currently there are 13 recognized vitamins. They can also be divided into two parts like fat soluble and water soluble. Fat soluble vitamins are A, D, E, K. These can be stored in the body because they are fat soluble. They are mainly stored in fatty tissues and the liver. And reserves of this vitamin can stay in body for days and like many months. Dietary fats help the body to absorb fat-soluble vitamins from essential tracts like GIT, intestine, small intestine basically. Water-soluble vitamins. All other vitamins except the discussed over like vitamin C, B are water-soluble. They do not stay in our body, and their regular absorption is required from the food. Because of this, people basically need a regular supply of them in our diet, and It's very necessary, and without them, there can be many serious health issues. Let's talk about every vitamin step by one by one. Vitamin A, chemically known as retinol. It is a fat soluble. It's mainly essential for the health of the eye. Its deficiency can cause night blindness or keratomalacia, which causes the clear front layer of the eye to grow dry and cloudy. Some of the sources include uh, cod liver oil, carrot, broccoli, sweet potatoes. Vitamin B1, also known as thiamine, again a water soluble. It is essential for producing various enzymes that help break down blood sugar. Its deficiency can cause beriberi. This is basically we can basically get it from sources like yeast, grains, sunflower, brown rice, and many more like potato, oranges. Vitamin B2, known as riboflavin, a water soluble vitamin, essential for overall growth and development of our body, and helps to metabolize the food. Its deficiency can cause inflammation of the lips. Some of sources are like banana, okra, cottage, cheese, milk, yogurt, meat, egg, fish. Vitamin B3, a water soluble vitamin again. Body needs this vitamin to grow and work correctly. It is also known as niacin. Its low level can cause plagra. It can also cause diarrhea, some skin changes. Some sources are chicken, salmon, milk, eggs, tomato, and some green leafy vegetables. Vitamin B5, again a water soluble vitamin, necessary for producing energy and hormones in our body. Its deficiency can lead to paresthesia, or like it cause a pin and needle like sensation in our body. And some of the sources are meat, broccoli, avocado, yogurt. Vitamin B6. It is a water soluble, again a water soluble vitamin, and known as peridoxin. Its function is basically to form RBCs. Low level can lead to anemia. And sources include chickpeas, banana, squash, nuts. Vitamin B7, again a water soluble vitamin. It enables body to metabolize proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Its deficiency can lead to dermatitis or inflammation of the intestine. Some sources include egg yolk, liver, broccoli, spinach. Vitamin B9. It is also water soluble. Folic acid is its chemical name. Its deficiency can lead to, or it mainly affects the fetus nervous system. It happens during the pregnancy. During pregnancy, it can affect fetus nervous system. Doctor also recommend folic acid in this case for the two pregnant women. Its sources are green leafy vegetables, peas, legumes, liver. Now vitamin B12. It is also water soluble. Chemical name is cyanocobalamin. Its function is to keep our nervous system, oral health of the nervous system. It keeps good. Its deficiency can lead to low levels of neurological low levels. Its low level may include some problems like neurological problems and some type of anemia. Some sources include fish, shellfish. Now let's talk about its chemical name is ascorbic acid, a water soluble vitamin. Its function is to contribute to the collagen production, wound healing, and bone formation. Its deficiency leads to scurvy, which can cause bleeding of gums, loss of teeth, and poor tissue growth. Its main sources are fruit, vegetable, but the main thing is the cooking can destroy the vitamin C. Now, vitamin D. Its chemical name is ergocalciferol. It is a fat soluble vitamin. Its function is to its function is basically that it is necessary for healthy mineralization of the bone. Its deficiency causes rickets. Good sources include UV, like sit in the sun and get vitamin D, the best source. Vitamin E. It is a fat soluble. It's also called tocopherol. Its function is that it is antioxidant in nature, so it prevents oxidative stress, an issue that increases the risk of widespread inflammation and various diseases. It is a very rare type, but its deficiency can lead to anemia in newborns. Its sources include wheat, almonds, eggs. Vitamin K. Vitamin K is a fat-soluble vitamin. Its chemical name is phylloquinone. It is necessary for blood clotting, low-level mucus like complete bleeding, and not able to stop bleeding. Its sources include green leafy vegetable, pumpkins, and parsley. Now let's talk about cofactors. Metabolism on the whole, as well as the special properties of biopolymers in cells, are regulated by specific small molecules that belong to several classes of organic compounds. The adenolites have been already discussed by my friends. The majority of enzyme function when compared with low molecular weight cofactors called coenzymes. Such an enzyme is known as holoenzyme, and its protein moiety is called apoenzyme. There are various cofactors to the aliphatic series belong to the diphosphates of carbohydrates and the amino derivatives which take part in transport of phosphate groups. Among aliphatic cofactors, mention should be made of sulfur containing lipoic acid and glutathione. Glutathione. The necessary participant of number of oxidation reduction process is ascorbic acid or vitamin C. Now, I am going to talk about hormones. In complex multicellular organisms, the role of signaling and regulatory substances is played by hormones. There are two major groups of hormone in animal organisms: protein, polypeptides, and the derivatives and steroids. The first group include thyroglobulin, the protein of thyroid gland which contains isolated thyroxine; insulin, which regulates the sugar content in the blood; oxytocin, which causes a contraction of the uterus; vasopressin, which regulates the blood pressure, etc. The hormones are synthesized in the glands of internal secretion and they affect regulation at the organism level. Now, steroids are compounds that contain the carbon skeleton of cyclopentanophenothrin. The most important steroid hormone are sex hormones: estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, androsterone, and cortisol, a hormone of the adrenal cortex. Apart from these two classes, there are other low molecular weight hormones. For example, adrenaline, a hormone of adrenal medulla, which is involved in the function of nervous system and causes such effect. For example, increase in blood pressure, heart rate. So that's all for my topic, and that's a goodbye. Thank you.